Good morning, everyone. I know most of you are asleep. However, I am still awake. I'm actually working. When I tell you, the past couple of weeks have literally felt as if the devil and all of his rejects have tried to attack me in everywhere, in every single way you could possibly imagine. But one thing about the Lord I serve, hey, he don't play about me. With that being said, um, let me tell you all, that's one reason why I've been missing because I've had to take care of business. And even though I was being attacked in other ways, one of my businesses just things just start pouring in, and I have been super busy. So I am going to try my best to get through this broadcast, and we are going to talk about it. Thank you so much, Chakra King Black, for coming in this early morning. Let me tell you all, I'm going to spill a little bit of my tea. And I'm going to actually do a story time about this. How about somebody in my real life discovered my YouTube page and they have been binge watching me? And it is somebody that I highly admire, and I always come to them for advice. And I look up to them like as a father figure. And they found my YouTube page. And literally, it's the funniest story. And I will tell you guys that on another day. But today, we're going to discuss the incubus spirit known as Dovie. And see, it's so crazy because these chaos demons and these incubus spirits, they all act the same. They all act really, really entitled. They never take accountability. And if you also notice, 99% of them have issues within their families. And whether it be they have very tumultuous relationships with their parents, very tumultuous relationships with their children, or both. Baby, that's the incubus spirit, and that's the chaos demon. And we're gonna talk about it tonight. Head case mentality. Oh, absolutely. 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 We will be talking about it this morning. So let's get into it. So, as many of you all know, the YouTube streets have been in a blaze. It's literally been the battle of of you know these older women. These women are like in their 50s or 60s. And it's crazy because it's like y'all should be on AARP, living your life, chilling out, not arguing over panty liners. Yes, arguing over panty liners down to the Carolinas. Absolutely. We will be talking about it all. So, and see, the thing is, in the very beginning, when I heard about this, I did not have an opportunity to watch all of Properly Bonafide's video until today. And when I tell you, I literally screamed. It was hilarious. Listen, I'm gonna post her video in my community on my community wall. When I tell you hilarious, hilarious, you've got to watch it. Baby, listen. When she called that lady malt liquor menace, I screamed and hollered. I said, "Now, what is going on today?" But we will talk about it all because there were a lot of, very, very intricate points that I noticed throughout the videos that I've been able to finally watch in their entirety. Now, I have to be honest. I didn't watch all the Dovie videos. I didn't, and I'm not. She's not going to get those views from me. That's not going to happen. I did, however, watch the first initial video, the very, very first one, when all of this went down. So let me set the setting for you all. Dovie is talking about packing, and she's speaking about packing 15 pairs of panties. I will try to do as many reenactments and voice fluctuations as I can so you all can be able to catch on to who said what. So we have Read My Book, who is the homeowner, and we have Dovie, who is the extended house guest. Now, as most of you all know that we'll be watching this broadcast sometime within, the next few hours, Dovie has been on YouTube for a while, and she has been a part of a certain individual's circle that is nothing but a chaos demon. So I kid you not, I already in my mind was looking at her sideways. I just have to be honest. I was, because I'm like, look at your pedigree, honey. Look at where you come from. I'm definitely not going to believe nothing that come out of your mouth. However, I'm going to let you hang yourself. And that's exactly what she did. And we're going to get into it. So, from my understanding, Dovie was living with her family. She went to court with her family, and her family said, you can't come back home. So they held her belongings hostage. And I don't care what she says, or her saying, oh, I decided to leave. I decided to leave. No, you didn't decide to leave, ma'am. Because if you decided to leave, you would have taken your items with you instead of leaving them while you were at the courthouse. Like, stop lying. Like, people really, really think that we stupid. So she was at the courthouse. Read My Book. Her heart tugged. And her heart said, now this is a woman of a particular age. And she's out there by herself. Let me call her up and tell her, you know what? Let me help you. So that's what she did. She opened up her doors to assist Dovie during this time of her homelessness, because she was homeless. She was there with nothing but the items she went to court with. Miss Reed actually had her ex-husband go and pick up Dovie and bring her to her home. Ain't that something? Now, we're going to get on the ex-husband later on in the commentary, but don't forget, her ex went to go and pick up Dovie. We'll talk about it. Don't forget that, though, because this is not the last time that her ex has been involved in this, and that says something. And I'm going to break that down for you as well. Why I feel the way I feel about Dovie, and I really have a lot of respect for Miss Reed, and we'll go there. So Dovie gets to Miss Reed's house. Miss Reed has offered her a home rent-free. Dovie, I just want to see you win. I want to help you. I want you to be able to save money and get back on your feet. So that's what they did. Now, we ended up finding this out from Dovie, that Miss Reed has some health issues, some physical health issues. So with that being said, she is able to bring in health aides to come into her home to assist her. These are things that she is eligible for and is paid for, either either most of the time by her insurance company. Now, let me tell you about this because I'm not an expert at this particular business, but my mother is. She is, and I actually called her and did a little mini interview with her, and I will fill you in on some information on that, some behind the scenes information on that, and we'll get into that as well. My mother is an expert at that. She at one point in time was the CEO of a particular agency that had over 1,000 clients. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it. And I'm gonna tell you what the facts are because understand, Mama Mosa knew how to run a business, baby. And she explained how all of that worked to me and broke it down for me. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, okay, okay. And we'll get into that. So, Miss Reed not only gave Dovie a home for her to live in, she also allowed her to have access to her car, to drive her car around as she needed to run whatever errands. Also, she allowed Dovie to work in her home. Miss Reed realized that Dovie, in order to qualify for somewhere else to live at, yes, shout out to Mama Mosa. Thank you so much. In order for her to have somewhere to live at, she needed to make a certain income. Now, what I noticed about Miss Reed is because she said that she had worked in the industry of real estate. She was actually a property manager for 27 years. And I caught on to that. And I said, I've done a little property management myself. While I was in college, I was an assistant manager for a apartment complex in the same city that my college was in. So I know a little bit about property management, from back then, but I could tell that Miss Reed is definitely an expert at it. And she said that she knew that Dovie needed to make a certain income. And with that being said, she decided to reach out to the agency that sends out the healthcare workers that assist her. And she basically suggested that Dovie get a job working there with her. And she sent out a referral for her. They did the background check and Dovie was hired. Now, this is where my mom comes into play because there are various different needs that people that have issues need. Like it could be someone who has mental health issues, so you might need to be able to drive them physically around to run errands, go to the grocery store, etc. Each client has separate issues, and you need to be able to fit them with a provider that can be able to assist them. So with that being said, I don't know all of what Reed's physical issues were, but they allowed providers to come in and assist her. And depending on what her issues are, and I'm not saying this is her, I'm just giving you all examples. Like for instance, let's say that she needed help with wound care. They would more than likely send in an RN or LPN. Okay, let's say that she needed help with washing herself. They would more than likely send in a medical assistant or a CNA. Let's say that they needed assistance with household chores, driving a person around to run errands, taking them to the bank, taking them to go and get something to eat, doing housework. And it's not just light housework. There are some clients who need more than just light housework. And that is specified in the contract when whoever the employee is signs that contract. So those people are considered personal care assistants. And then there are also sitters as well. So those are the various different positions that you could have. Special needs care. Absolutely. Yes. So those are various different positions that I just gave y'all examples of. So from what I am grasping from what Reed said and also from what Dovie said, she was hired to basically do cleaning, clean the house. She had a certain amount of hours per day that she was supposed to clean. Mopping, cleaning the bathrooms, things like that. And according to what Dovie said, and according to what Reed said, Dovie didn't want to work. And let me tell you where I grasped that from Dovie. She wanted me to do all this cleaning. She wanted me to do all this cleaning. She wanted me to do all this cleaning. I'm not no slave. I'm not no slave. According to even you, Miss Dovie, and even according to what now is evidence, because I really do hope that Reed watches this video, because I'm gonna break down all the evidence for her so she can make sure that she get locked up. Sure am, because you're nothing but a crook, and I'm gonna explain that as well. According to the evidence, the times where you were supposed to be working, you were on live. Everything is time stamped. Every single thing is time stamped. And you was online, on live, getting your clicks and your views, because that's what was more important than doing the job that you were hired for. Now, also to give you all the financial breakdown now with my mom and her company and what she paid people back then before she had retired and sold her company. She does have a small stake still in the company, but that's not even important. What's important is we go break down these wages. My mother back then, and we're talking about 10, 15 years ago, she paid a PCA, which is a personal care assistant, $12 over 10 years ago. So we can just imagine what Miss Dovie was making. Let that sink in. Also was broken down from Reed that Dovie also gets a Social Security check. Okay. Also, it was broken down that Miss Reed assisted Dovie in also getting other assistance as well, so that she could be able to be self-sufficient. And this woman still decided to screw that up to the point where Miss Reed said that Dovie was actually able to save $2,500 like in a matter of 2 months. So let's just do the math, hypothetically speaking. Let's say Dovie was making, I like to be factual. My mom paid her people $12 back then. Let's say she got paid, okay, inflation. Let's say that Miss Dovie got paid $14 an hour. She probably got about 25 hours a week. That's $350 a week. Basically doing housework in a home that you live in that has to be cleaned anyways. You getting paid to clean the home that you live in, and you got a problem with that. Now, baby, that didn't sit well with me, y'all. That didn't sit well with me, because I know for a fact I definitely didn't get paid to clean the house that I lived in with my parents. I got a little allowance But I didn't get no $350 or more a week. I'll tell you that. Okay. So let's keep going. Miss Reed even made reference to Dovie having access and being able to use her vehicle. She was using this woman's vehicle as often as she wanted to. It got to the point where Dovie literally would just get the vehicle and don't even tell her that she has it. So then what ended up happening was Reed, I guess, noticed it. I'm assuming she did. And she started, keeping the keys on her. And she said that one particular day, Dovie was telling her she needed to go run errands. And Reed was like, oh, okay. So Dovie was like, I'm I have to go out. I have to run errands. I have to go to the bank and I need to go to the grocery store. I have to go run errands. And Reed said, okay, have a good day. Okay, I'm about to head out. Reed said, okay, have a good day. Dovie was just standing there looking at her. Just standing there looking at her. Gummy and all. Just gummy. Just looking at her. And Reed was like, okay. And Dovie was like, well, I don't see the keys. And Reed was like, because I have them. And Dovie was like, okay, well, I need to leave out. And then Miss Reed said, okay, is that how you ask someone to use their car? Here's Dovie. May I use your car, ma'am? Please, ma'am. May I use your car, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am. And so Reed gave her the keys and she left. Now, she said that particular day, Dovie only needed to run and do 2 errands. Well, Miss Reed said at about like the 3-hour mark, she was like, what is going on? So she was calling Dovie. Dovie at first wasn't answering the phone. Dovie finally answered the phone, said she was on her way home. Reed said it still took her a few hours to get home. So then Miss Reed said that when Dovie walked through the door, she was like, well, where were you? Apparently, how Dovie was in a whole nother city is beyond me. But Dovie was in a whole nother city with this woman's vehicle. So Reed was like, are you going to apologize? And Dovie said, for what? Apology didn't do nothing. I did it. Bitch. I know you lying. Miss Reed better than me. Because I promise you, that gummy hag would have been outside that same day playing with me, saying some little smart stuff like that. And this is how I know that she's telling the truth. Because something like that is something that you won't forget. It's like one of those things that you won't forget because it's such a little snarky little comment. That's how I know that Dovie said it. Because it flowed from Miss Reed's mouth so smooth how Dovie said it. And if you've ever watched a video from Dovie, it was hard for me to watch the video I did watch. Matter of fact, I actually watched 2 videos, and I'm going to tell you about the other video I watched as well. I watched 2 videos. Dovie have a slick mouth, and I know she said that. And I'm going to also break down how she planned this whole thing from jump. We'll talk about it. Oh, you absolutely right, Mickey. You cannot make this stuff up at all. Personal care assistants average pay in Philly is $20 an hour. Like I said, we're talking about like the early 2000s when my mom had her business. She was paying $12 an hour then. I was being nice by saying $14 an hour. I truly believe that Miss Dovie was making more than that, but we go get into it. Then there was an issue that Miss Reed was noticing that her car was towed up. Here go Dovie taking it to God knows where to go and get it fixed by who knows who. Matter of fact, in a city that Dovie knows no one. Why are you taking someone else's vehicle to go get fixed after you tore it up and then you was trying to be sneaky in doing it? See, I don't even like that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. And I believe that you did it. I do not believe that that woman was lying on you. You did it. You did it. Yep, you did it. So let's run down everything. You ran the car into the ground, allegedly. Then you had the nerve to talk about this woman in toilet paper. That she used one-ply toilet paper. You making money. She's hired you to clean a home that you live in and live there for free. Because in the beginning, you was living there for free. And let me tell you what she was slick at. Let me tell you. And Miss Reed, and this goes for anybody. Anytime you allow your family members, friends, whoever to live in your home. Now, I learned this from my mom because she owns real estate and she actually has property management. Now, when she just owned a few properties, I would do it for her, but now her portfolio is a little more extensive. When we had a family member do me wrong in my property, my mama taught me a lesson. And let me tell you what she did. She said, don't you ever let them send mail to your home, period. Before they even put their foot over the threshold, you have a signed document saying they can stay with you, but they do not officially live with you. They are agreeing to not getting any mail mailed to your home. They understand that they are only a guest. If anything were to happen, you will give them 10 business days to move out. You make sure that you get it notarized. You make sure that you have your driver's license, their driver's license, and you make sure that you go to the clerk of court and you go ahead and put that documentation in the second that they want to cut up. Because I'm going to break down what Miss Dovie did. If you notice, Miss Dovie was living there for free for a few months. And then all of a sudden, she offered to pay $300 a month in a 3-bedroom home. The woman has a nice front yard, front porch, a deck, 2 stories. This is not no raggedy home. I can tell that it wasn't a raggedy home by even when Dovie was trying to downplay the home and talk very, very nasty, snarky about this woman's home. I don't buy that. Because I know what it costs for me to get my deck redone. That's a 4-figure job, and that's for a small deck. I have a larger deck. Mine was a 5-figure job. So I know for a fact that Miss Reed has a decent home. And Dovie should have been appreciative of that. So Dovie had the nerve to talk about this woman's home, say that it smelled, said that there was cat pee, said that it was dirty, it was this, it was that, it was the other. But it was good enough for you to get a free check-in from April all the way to August. It was good enough for you to live in all the way from April to August. It was good enough for you to take her car as you pleased, and then you ran it into the ground from April to August. All of that was good enough. All that was good enough for you to save up your money and then go back and forth to the casino and everything else. All of that worked for you. And in the midst of all of this, Miss Reed even said that she had lined up not one, not two, but 3 different places for Dovie to be able to move out into. And see, I understand exactly why Reed gave her the job. Reed gave her the job so that she could be able to qualify to move into a home, apartment, whatever of her own. But see, that wasn't Dovie playing at all. She wanted your home. And I'm going to tell you how I know for a fact she wanted your home. Okay? We're going to break it down. Because see, I hear the things that y'all pretend that y'all don't hear. And y'all just like to mull over. Nah, that's that incubus spirit in Dovie. And it's been there for some years and some years and some years and some years. And I really do honestly think and believe it has a lot to do with what she feels like she's entitled to because of what took place with her ex-husband. Let me tell you something, honey. I'm Caribbean, so I should know. And I see Caribbean men do it all the time. They'll find a woman on the spectrum like you, that's a little off like you, especially, some of these American women. They'll find someone on the spectrum like you, possibly overweight like you, a little off like you, and they will use you to open up multiple businesses that you have no access to. They do it all the time. And then after it's all said and done, you don't have nothing to show for it. Because guess what? The trusts are in place. Everything is in place. The board of trustees are in place. The beneficiaries are in place. And your name not on nothing. You just a glorified name on the LLC. Because if you had so much, you would still have something today. Instead of going around from pillar to post, from house to house, trying to take advantage of people who really, really cared for you and wanted you to be able to live on your own and be successful doing that. So, let's talk about the argument. I don't remember if it was Thursday. I don't remember what day it was. All I know is I'm just not watching the video. Now, I'm going off of what Reed said, and I'm also going off of what Dovie said. According to Reed and according to Dovie, they got into an argument over pantyliners, baby. Pantyliners. Dovie said, "Oh, if I'm going somewhere, I need about 15. I need about 15 panties." And Reed said, "Well, what you need that many panties for, Dovie? I mean, for a week, you need 15 panties?" "Yeah, I need about 15 panties. I need to be 15 panties. I gotta be clean. Gotta be clean. Gotta be fresh. Gotta be fresh." Miss Reed said, "Okay, you can be fresh without taking 15 panties." And Dovie said, because what if you need to change or, something happened? I need to be fresh. I need to be fresh. I need 15 panties. I need 15 panties. Miss Reed says, "Well, why don't you just use a panty liner?" Panty liner? What you need a panty liner for? You still got that going on at the age you are? What you mean I still have that going on at the age I am? A panty liner? Do you know what a panty liner is used for? Yep. I know what a panty liner is used for. When you frowsy down there, that's what you need a panty liner for. When you frowsy down there, what you mean when you frowsy down there? No, a panty liner is used to keep yourself fresh. Like if you have any type of perspiration or anything like, that means you frowsy down now. You frowsy down now. You frowsy down now. So what you saying, Dovie? What you saying? I'm unkept. I'm not fresh. You have a panty liner. You frowsy down now. Next thing we heard on both ends, according to them both, Reed cussed her the fuck out. Because she told her she would frowsy down there if she used a panty liner. Reed then said to Dovie, you have some nerve. And Dovie said, you want me, don't you? You want me. And stood up on her. Stood up on her. And everybody knows when a woman stands up and jumps up out of chair, she ready to fight somebody. So Reed said to herself, oh no, I got to get this crazy helper up out my house. Because see, what's going to happen is she going to try something and I'm going to end up having to knock her out. So that's exactly what Reed did. Reed cussed out. And then the very next day went ahead and filed eviction on her. And I don't blame her. Because what you not going to do is stand up on me in my house. You arguing over panty liners. And then let me give y'all the definition of frowsy, honey. Because I looked it up. I said, ooh, she was real bold. Telling that lady she frowsy in her house. Scruffy and neglected in appearance. Dingy. That's what frowsy means. I know you lying. I know you lying. And you cannot oh, excuse me. You cannot pay me to think that she did not know exactly what she was saying and doing. Oh, Dovie is a slick one. Because see, when she stood up on her, she wanted her to physically attack her so that she could cry wolf. I'm telling you, that's what she did. Let me get a little swig of my wine. Cheers to you, Miss Reed, because you a better woman than I am. She would have been at my house that same day. I would have been playing bodies on the floor at the highest decimal possible just to aggravate her and annoy her so she'll get up out of there. I would have been playing it on loop, on repeat. All the bodies at the floor. All the bodies at the... Oh, yes. You want to bow up at me? I'm going to act real crazy right along with you. Absolutely. More than one way to get her. So after that, there was some dissension between them, of course. Fast forward, Reed, of course, Dovie is supposed to be working. She's not working. She walking around and then sitting down on the couch looking silly. Reed walks in and she smells something. Now, this is how I know that house is not as dirty and as dingy as Dovie claimed it to be. And let me explain. Cat pee is cat pee. Cat pee and that smell is the same today as it is the next day. It is a very distinct smell. And one thing I will say is this. That woman said, and I'm speaking about Reed. Reed said that she walked into the living room and she could smell the smell. So she was trying to figure out where the smell was coming from. If the house smelled pissy 24/7, as Dovie said that it did, it just smelled pissy. Just, oh, goodness, just filthy, just nasty, just pissy. Oh, cat pee everywhere. It's just so nasty. Oh, it's just nasty. If it was all of that, Why is it that this woman instinctively could tell that there was cat urine somewhere? That tells me that that's a woman that don't like cat urine in the house. Now, I've also did a little research online. Cats usually don't urinate just out in the open like that unless they are irritated or they feel like something is like not right. And maybe that cat felt your incubus spirit, Dovie. Because even according to Reed, that cat did not ever cut up like that, did not ever have issues peeing like that. The cat always went to its litter box. There's a self-cleaning litter box upstairs in the bathroom. This is according to what Reed said about the cat. See, you sitting up there lying, saying that the litter box, I just don't believe nothing you said. Anyways, child, I just have to be honest. I mean, I believe a lot of things when you said that the woman was cussing you out. Yeah, she was cussing you out. She was cussing you out because your mouth slick. You was saying a whole bunch of slick stuff. And if you said half of the things you said to her, you would have been getting cussed out on a regular too. Because how dare you can't even mop a floor correctly? Especially certain wood floors, and especially if it has a certain finish, you're not supposed to use bleach. If this woman says, hey, please don't use bleach on the floors, use this. And since you can't use bleach, you get mad and tell her, well, I'm just not gonna mop the floors no more. And she say, okay. So now she mopping the floors and she still paying you? Girl, you nutty. You are one nutty lady. Because I promise you, I would have called that agency and had you fired that same day. Because ain't no way. That's how I know that she had a heart and she was really trying to help you. Oh, we're going to get to that. So the day that everything went down and we saw the video, according to Reed, she smelled the pee. And she kept asking Dovie, hey, check over there and see if it's some urine over there because I can smell it. You know, I can smell it. I don't see nothing. Well, I smell it. Can you please look to see if there's urine anywhere? It has to be some urine somewhere because I can smell it. I don't see that. I just can't talk to you about that. What you mean you can't talk to me about that, Dovie? Like, is there cat urine anywhere? Because I smell it. Did Sugarfoot, that's the name of the cat, did Sugarfoot urinate anywhere? I just can't tell you that. So Reed doing her job and Dovie's job, looking around, and she discovers that the cat has urinated. And she asks Dovie, well, why didn't you tell me something that the cat has peed? Like, come on now. I just can't tell you that. I just can't tell you that. Well, why can't you tell me that? I just can't tell you that. So Reed said, well, do you mind moving your things so I can go ahead and mop? Because I need to go ahead and get this up. That's how I know that house not as dirty as this incubus spirit of Dovie's claims it to be. Because for a woman to smell urine and instantly she don't try to get no napkin to just clean it up, because that's what some people, oh, let me just put a paper towel down there and clean it up. No, this woman said, let me get the mop bucket and mop the whole floor and clean it up. That's how I know you're a liar, Dovie. And see, you told on yourself when you said that little inkling. See, I like to catch people in their lies. And that just further proved that woman is not how you say that she is. And we gonna go there to the home health in a bit. Because you really done screwed yourself up. And my mother told me exactly how you screwed yourself up. And Miss Reed, I really hope that you do watch this video. You watch this video so you can have all the evidence you need. You can get all the timestamps you need so you can put her under the jail. Because she broke all kind of laws. And we'll go there. I'm going to break it down for you, boo. I got you. Dovie doesn't want to move. Instead, according to Reed, she proceeds to set up her computer or her tablet or whatever and goes live. Reed said, please, Dovie, I don't want to, please, just wait. Please, if you want to go live, you can go live. Just do it outside. I'm tired of you showing every single corner and crevice of my home on YouTube. You are free to go live. Just do it outside. Right now, I want to get this cat urine off the floor. I want to mop my floor. I want my living room floor mopped and clean. Dovie said, no. No, I'm going live. I got to do my show. The people come to watch me. I'm Dovie. The people come to watch me. Reed said, can you please be respectful and put that camera up? I want to clean my floors. I'm not presentable. I have on cleaning clothes. I'm just trying to get this floor clean. You can go live. Just do it out the door. You had a whole front porch to go live. Just don't do it right now while I'm trying to clean up. No, I'm going live. I'm going live. I'm going live. So that's when they went to arguing. Reed said that Dovie still decided to press the broadcast button. And Dovie, being Dovie, decided that she was going to be the slithering, slimy, incubus demon that she is. And decided to go live and do her voice. I don't know what's going on. I just want to do my show. I just want her to be calm. Oh, y'all, this is just so bad, y'all. Oh, this is so bad. Like, I have a right to be here. I have a right to be here. And Reed was in the background cussing her out as she should have, because she asked her very nicely for a very long time, please don't go live in my house while I'm trying to clean up. You can go live outside. If it was so important to you, you can go live out that door. But what was so funny is, if you notice, the time that she decided to go live was the time she was supposed to be at work anyways, working. See, you so raggedy. Ooh, you so raggedy. And see, a lot of people think, oh, well, Dovie is older and she just, she was being verbally abused. No, Dovie was verbally abusing as well. Because if a heifer tell me apology didn't do nothing, I did it, she getting cussed out. A heifer go come in my house and tell me I'm frowsy because I wear a panty liner. It's over 110 degrees in some cities. Let's be real. Baby powder is cancerous, and I hope and pray nobody's still using it. So if somebody decides to put on a panty liner so that they can stay fresh, what's wrong with that? But you tried to make it seem like it's a bad thing and called the woman frowsy and disrespected her. And let me tell you something else. Remember, I was telling you all that we're going to get back to the ex-husband. She made a comment. I'm talking about Dovie made a comment. You might have a house, but you don't have a home because you don't have no man there with you. Well, Heifer, you don't have no man either, Dovie. And let me tell you how I know that Reed have some type of decency about her. Because I don't know too many exes that's gonna still be coming around, not only helping you, helping y'all child, and also helping your friend get around. He helping Dovie get around. Went to go and pick her up. The ex coming to the house and fixing things and all kind of things. But Dovie got the nerve to say that this woman is not decent. She has to have a little bit of decency about her if her ex is still coming around assisting her and helping her. I ain't seen none of your exes coming to your beckoning call, Miss Dovie. What I saw you was online begging for cash apps. So you could be able to get a $105 room a night. See, I see you for your works and your raggedy. You decided to still record as this woman begged you, please don't record in her home. To the point where she called the police. She called the police. You telling the police that y'all arguing over pantyliners. When at that moment in time, y'all weren't arguing over pantyliners. Y'all were actually arguing over the fact that you decided to record on YouTube when this woman asked you to go outside and record. If your show is so important, go outside and record. Now, let me tell you, you a narcissist. And how I know you a narcissist is your behavior in the second video I've seen of yours. You speaking in third person. You acting real entitled. You telling people how you would chop her up and you would put your feces in her food. Let me tell you something, Reed. Miss Reed, my book. Make sure you record all of it. You speaking about this woman in the inside. You do realize that you sign an NDA. You sign a non-disclosure agreement. There are HIPAA laws when you are dealing with someone who has health issues. Now, this is coming from my mom. That is very serious. And you have broken them all. Not only can that woman sue you for breaching the contract, even though you were hired through another agency. Every single view that you have has a dollar amount to it. Play with it if you want to. Not only will you have nothing, she'll also have them raggedy dentures that's left in your mouth that the cat gnawed on. We're going to talk about that as well. Because see, even the cat was tired of your ish. Now see, when I watched the first video, because I had not watched Reed's video as of yet. I had watched Dovie's video and I could kind of tell it was like the tongue and the mouth, something didn't seem right. I'm like, this fit is off. Like you could tell like either the bridge was off or the bite was off. Something was off. Well, we end up finding out, according to what Miss Reed said, Miss Dovie don't even like to use Polydent or any type of grip on her dentures. So there was an incident with the cat. Like I said, the cat, according to Miss Reed, had been acting out because, again, crazy Dovie had been irritating the cat, had been spraying water at the cat, had been doing all kind of things to the cat. So, of course, the cat was going to act out. Next thing you know, Dovie went to talking. Her teeth fell out. And before the teeth could even hit her lap, the cat came and snatched the teeth, took the teeth in their mouth and took off and flew through the air and said, I will avenge my mother. It took Like all I could think of was an anime, like an anime cartoon. A cat going through the air, snatching these dentures and taking off with them. According to Reed, all she could hear was just scratching and scuffling. She said that the cat took the teeth and took off with the teeth, ran underneath the couch. And Dovie was hollering and screaming about her teeth, her teeth, her teeth, her teeth, her teeth. Said that the cat was just tearing them teeth up. Listen, that cat said, not today. Not no more. What you not gonna do is try my mama. That cat said, I will avenge you, mother. I will avenge you. I said, what the hell? I said, what the hell? The cat snatching teeth. Literally. And then it's the crazy part. Dovie finally get the teeth back from the cat. Dovie washed them teeth off, rinsed them underneath a little bit of water and popped them back in her mouth. Now, see? You calling Miss Reed frowsy. That's pretty frowsy to me. A cat, oh, goodness, I don't even want to think about it. Ooh. You the frowsy one. You are the frowsy one. Absolutely. Cats can sing. Yes, I'm telling you, that cat was over her. But that cat to take teeth. Now, you know she had to be talking up some mess for the teeth to fall out her mouth mid-sentence, and for that cat not to even let the teeth hit her lap, had snatched the teeth just that quick and took off and ran with them. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up at all. This needs to be a mini-series at this point because this is crazy. That cat ran them dentures everywhere but Dovie mouth. You hear me? Ran them inside, outside, upside down, everywhere but Dovie mouth. That's where the cat ran them freaking dentures. Hello, somebody. I said, I know you got to be kidding. Baby. You talking about somebody that was crying? Reed was explaining that situation. I said, well, damn. The cat said, I'm tired of your shit. You ain't gonna be in here talking to my mama any kind of way. I'm gonna fix your ass to where you can't talk no more. Baby, if she would have allowed that cat to be on them teeth just a minute longer, she really wouldn't have nothing in her mouth right now. You hear me? Now, when the police got there, let's fast forward. When the police got there, there's something that I noticed, like literally, like instantly. Dovie yelled out, I have squatter's rights. I've been a squatter. I've been a squatter ever since April. The police asking you a question about what's going on, and you start talking about squatters' rights. You know what that tell me? You've been here before, and you an expert. You an expert at taking advantage of people, because who yells out, I have squatters' rights? I've been squatting. Who yells that out? A person who has purposely done this and been intentional with it. That's why I called you raggedy. That's all I needed to hear. Baby, when I heard her, I have squatters' rights. I'm a squatter. I'm a squatter. Baby, I threw my hands. I promise y'all, I was listening to it while I was working. And I threw my hands up in the air. I said, oh, hell no. She a squatter. This woman literally is living in someone else's home as a extremely extended house guest that has outstayed her welcome. And she had a nerve that when the police are there to scream out she a squatter and she not going nowhere. Then you start lying about the pay, talking about you gave this woman $900 a month. You lying. I don't believe you. I believe you gave her $300 a month because even Reed said that you gave her $300 a month. You didn't give that woman no $900 a month. You nothing but a liar. What, the extra 900, the extra $600 you want to talk about the food that you was spending on yourself? The groceries were yours. You were eating them. Like she said, you eat a bunch of junk food, a bunch of cookies, a bunch of candy. I believe it all because you seem like a snack eating raggedy hoe. You do. You do. You probably don't even eat a veggie in sight unless it's full of pork and bacon. You look like that type. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so upset. This thing bothered me so bad. Oh, it bothered me so bad. Because for her to be the age that she is, people of that age, it should be people like me that should be able to look up to a person like that. I should be able to learn something from a person like that. But that's where, let me tell you something. That's another thing I'm noticing about these incubus spirits. They have serious issues with people who have good relationships with their mom or good relationships with their kids. They have a problem with their kids loving on them. I'm preaching and I'm teaching. Are you catching it? Because she not only incubus spirits, it's a lot of them on here in that sector, in that beef sector. It's a lot of them. Whenever things don't go their way, whenever they can no longer use you, and whenever you are no longer beneficial to them, they will turn on you for the smallest insignificant thing. The most insignificant thing. And then all of a sudden you are the problem. And then they will attempt to attack your relationships. They'll try to attack your relationships with your mom. They'll try to attack your relationships with your man. They'll try to attack your relationships with your kids. Oh, your kids hate you. Oh, your kids fight you. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, the other. But it's no evidence of that. Where's the police report? But you know who have a whole lot of mug shots and police reports? These same people that's constantly attacking you. Because they hating on the fact that you have fortified the relationships with your parents and your children that they don't have. And they wish they did. And that eats them up inside. I said it. Now, see, I noticed it a long time ago. I said, oh, yeah, all of them have the same. And think about it. We don't have to name names, but it's a lot of them. A lot of these content creators, the ones that's the chaos demons, all of the ones that love to incite chaos, all of them had very tumultuous relationships with their parents or with their kids or both. Now tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. And they love to attack people who never had no problem with their moms, who didn't have problem with their kids, who kids love them, or live with them, or come visit them a lot. They jealous of that. They jealous of that nurturing relationship. They are jealous of that. And you absolutely right, Mickey. A lot of these so-called content creators do have mental illness. Absolutely. A whole lot of them. We ended up finding out that Miss Dovie liked to make cocktails with her medication. She does not take her medication on time. Miss Reed's ex actually had to take Dovie into the hospital for her to get her psych meds recalibrated because she was acting off. And that's the thing. You could tell that Miss Reed was still trying to be as respectful as possible to Dovie when it came down to discussing her mental health. And I can also tell that Miss Reed may have already experienced someone with mental health issues just by the way that she was talking. And, how she was saying that, she would communicate with Dovie and tell her, like it's time it's time to take your medicine. You got to take it on time. She had even offered to give her this medicine divider where you have your AM pills and your PM pills. Dovie told her she didn't need that. From what they're saying, Dovie kept her medicine in a plastic bag in the freezer. I said, get out of town. And then supposedly she had bottles of Robitussin. She took Robitussin daily because she slept in front of a fan. What? What in the lean is going on? No wonder you sound druggy and slurred up all the time. You drinking, you pill popping, because let me tell you something. Some of those psych meds can make you feel, according to the description that I saw on Google, because I don't know nothing about no psych meds. But listen, mental health is real. I've had a therapist before, and I do not have a problem with anyone seeking therapy. You know that you have a problem. You know that you're going through something. You need to speak to somebody, because we don't need you out here Dovieing. Okay? You need to talk to somebody. She out here doing all of that and drinking Robitussin daily. What? Miss Reed, I don't know how you did it. Now, another thing that got me, that told me, oh, she not nothing. Because she made a comment on her video. Dovie did. She said, I'll be in your house and you'll be on the outside looking in. Yeah, because her intention was to put that woman in jail. She claimed, Dovie claimed, that Miss Reed threw the charging cord at her and it hit her. I don't even believe that. I believe that Miss Reed threw that charging cord on the ground towards her, but I do not believe that she literally picked it up and just threw it at her. She's a liar. I don't believe that. And she attempted to get that woman arrested so that she could be able to stay in her home while she was in jail. You see how raggedy this so-called senior citizen is. Then another thing that got me. Miss Reed said that she was at a doctor's appointment. And next thing you know, she could hear Dovie in the waiting area. She going live in the waiting area at the doctor's appointment, being obnoxious, belligerent, and downright frowsy, as in Dovie's words. Because that's some frowsy-ish to be in the doctor's office yelling, talking loud, and cursing, and talking filthy. Miss Reed said she was so embarrassed, she called her and told her, hey, you can't do that in here. So Dovie supposedly walked out and went into the parking garage. After Miss Reed finished her doctor's appointment, she called Dovie and told her, hey, you can pick me up in ballet. So she had good news. The doctor said that they was going to be taking her off some of her medication, and she could be able to start weaning herself off of that medication. She was really happy about that. Well, honey, Dovie was mad. And let me tell you why Dovie was mad. Dovie said, and I quote, so because you getting the medication, since it's being reduced, that means my hours gonna be cut. All she cared about was her hours being cut for a job she don't even work at. Do you all understand how furious this would make a person? You are mad about your hours being cut for a job you don't even work at. Woo! Help me today. I don't know how Miss Reed did it. Because it's no way. When I tell you it's so many red flags throughout this whole ordeal that just scream Dovie in the wrong. And see, what gets me is all of y'all people over there commending this woman. Oh, you're not a maid. No, she was a maid. Because basically, what a personal care assistant is, depending on the particular specifications of Miss Reed's needs, if her needs were housekeeping, baby, you need to housekeep. Get the housekeeping because that's what you pay double digits for per hour. Like, stop playing with me, Dovie. Stop playing because we not dumb. You got a free check for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months. You sure did. Then another thing that told me that you was raggedy. You said, according to Reed, her dryer ended up breaking. More than likely, Dovie probably broke it. You know, it's just crazy to me. Car breaking down, dryer breaking down, AC breaking down. All this stuff was working before Dovie got there. All of a sudden, she the stuff tearing up. I'm telling you, them chaos demons, you got to stay away from them because that demonic energy is start messing with your appliances and your electronics. Now, this is a warning to everybody that's listening. You better stay away from them. So, you know, according to what Miss Reed said, it took her a few weeks to get the dryer fixed. When the technician came out, took a look at the dryer, she ended up actually having to have the dryer replaced. So upon having the dryer replaced, she said that her appliances no longer match. But according to Reed, she didn't care. It's about, is it still working? Is the dryer still working? Is the washing machine still working? Everything's working fine. Well, Miss Dovie said that don't match. That's tacky. Because her appliances don't match. And it told her she need to buy a brand new washing machine as well. Because it don't make sense to have an old washing machine in a new dryer. Mind you, the washing machine still works. See what I'm talking about? Bona fide crazy. Then Miss Reed said that Dovie constantly was talking about she Jamaican. She thinks she Jamaican. She thinks she's Jamaican. She thinks she's Jamaican. Baby, listen. No island in the West Indies is claiming you, ma'am. No island in the West Indies is claiming you. Hello? You're not Jamaican by penis insertion, okay? Let's just make that clear. No, ma'am. Keep that foolishness over there, okay? Now, another thing that we ended up finding out was that she was married to an older Jamaican man who basically profited off of her for being young and dumb. I talked about that earlier. And also, according to Reed, this is her interpretation. She does not know this for a fact, but she believes that when Dovie had that cab service, she wasn't running the books. She wasn't doing any of the dispatching. She probably had some company that she was working for, and they were dispatching cab calls to her. And I believe that as well, because she just too off and too different to be able to run businesses on her own. Now, baby, When this woman talked about that air freshener, I screamed. Miss Reed said her daughter was coming to visit. She was home from college. And she said her daughter came in and said, "Mama, Mommy, Miss Dovie outside spraying air freshener all over her body." Supposedly Dovie was spraying the Indian Blessings air freshener on her body for good luck, and then got upset at Miss Reed for clowning her about it. Then got upset for her for clowning her about it and told her she was trying to jinx her and she was bad luck. What? You spraying some toxic air freshener on your body like it's perfume? Lady, you are off. She said also that her ex-husband and her daughter drove Dovie to the hospital. She was supposed to be Baker acted. She was supposed to be, but Dovie refused and only stayed for a few hours, but she was supposed to completely stay and make sure that her medicine was recalibrated because she wasn't taking her medicine correctly. And from what I've been able to notice, not only did Sugarfoot say no, not my mama, her daughter said no, not my mama. Because if you notice, her daughter now is home. Immediately, her daughter is home because she's not playing with Dovie. You're not coming back to her mama house trying to start any kind of chaos. Her daughter home. And what I notice is her daughter must really, really love her because she dropped everything to come home because she saw what you were doing to her mom. So I don't believe all the mess that you saying took place because I think that you're a liar. Correction, I know you a liar because your story has contradicted itself so many times. Another reason why I know that the house not raggedy like you say it is, and that this woman actually cares about her home and the value of her home because she has what is called maintenance repair insurance. Let me explain what maintenance repair insurance is. Maintenance repair insurance is for like major appliances that break down in your home. Perfect example, maybe like your air conditioner, your hot water heater. You might have an issue with plumbing in your home, various appliances like that. You have maintenance repair insurance on those appliances. A technician will come out. You usually pay like a monthly amount for this insurance, and a technician will come out and they will fix it because you've been paying for the insurance each month. So those particular appliances are already insured. She had that. You know what that tell me? It tell me that Reed is responsible, a whole lot more responsible than you are. And another thing, Miss Reed gave Dovie every opportunity to make something of herself in life. Every opportunity to make something of herself in life. She said that Dovie constantly talked about her past, what went on with her past, how her life was, what it used to be. However, what is it now? This woman gave you an opportunity not only to be able to save money, but to make money as well. And you so toxic, you even messed that up. This woman said that she was able to hook this woman up with not one, not two, but three different places. And Dovie in her mouth and her antics messed it all up. All three opportunities. All three. I don't even want to talk about all the opportunities, the three opportunities, but just know it was three opportunities. This woman definitely knows people and was able to assist her. to have a roof over her head and be able to make the money to be able to pay for the roof over her head. And Dovie couldn't even do that. She was disqualified from the senior living facility because of her mouth. She was disqualified from the rent control department because of her mouth, because Dovie thinks she know everything and sounding crazy. And then, according to what Miss Reed said, she said that her neighbors, she's very cool with her neighbors down the street. She knew that they had been renovating the home and that they were going to be more than likely getting ready to rent it. She had even talked to them about Dovie moving into the house. Dovie insisted on walking up to that woman at her place of employment, doing the absolute most. And she ended up missing out on that opportunity as well. And then another thing about Miss Reed that I noticed. And see, that's why I said you have to like listen to certain things, and you listen to the fluctuation of a person's voice, and that whole thing. Like I told you all, one semester in school, all of my classes dealt with body language, voice fluctuation, all of those different things. That's how I'm more inclined to believe what Miss Reed said. And when she said and she spoke about how she had additional pets that she removed from the house just to make Dovie more comfortable, I said, see, that woman ain't nothing. Dovie ain't ish. This woman said that she had a pit bull that was her daughter's that usually stayed there in the house in the backyard, and she purposely was keeping the dog elsewhere just so that Dovie could be more comfortable. Now, you can't tell me that's a person who don't care and did not have some type of value or form of affection for her friend at the time, Dovie. Because I don't know too many people who going to be like, oh, well, my friend coming to stay here for, a couple of weeks or a few months. Hey, can you be able to watch my pet for me? No. They pets staying there. They don't care. It's so many things about Dovie that I will never understand. And I'm not trying to understand. But I'm going to tell you this, Miss Reed. I have given you so many things that you can be able to use against her in a court of law. And I'm telling you, Dovie is the type of person, she's going to keep going on with this behavior until someone stands up to her. Because it's evident she has went from pillar to post over and over and over and over and over again. She talked trash about people. This is her. And in her mind, she really feels that she is this amazing YouTuber that people flock to watch her show. Ma'am, nobody is coming to watch your show. They're watching the train wreck because you yourself are a train wreck. And maybe your moderators, maybe the people who are subscribed to you, they too scared to tell you that. But I'm telling you, you're a train wreck. You are a sorry excuse of a woman who has children and grandchildren going around behaving the way that you do. Now, in the words of Funky Dineva, don't you dare tear a person down without building them up. Deep down inside Dovie, there is a sense of softness about you. And I need you to tap into that and change your ways, because I'm telling you, you in the money schemes is getting really, really old. And I said to myself, watch she milks this, and she constantly goes live for days in, days out, days in, days out, days in, days out. And that's exactly what she did. And then to find out that you're monetized, but your money is locked up on YouTube because YouTube thinks you in China. Now let me break that down, because I'm about to fill y'all in on something. Dovie, why you using a VPN for China? You know who use VPNs for China? People who do credit card fraud and who scam. So Dovie, tell the people, why are you using a VPN for China to the point where YouTube thinks that you live in China? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Now, see, I just called you out. Now, I don't know if it's you that's doing it or you're getting information from other people that's doing it, but that's a tall, tall tale right there. Also, people who use VPN for China VPNs for the country of China, they like to do illegal things on the internet, like possibly gamble, because in the particular state that they're in, online gambling is not allowed. Yeah, you're not right. You're not right. And see, I'm not buying in at all. I'm not buying in and I'm not looking on. I saw those 2 videos of you, and that was enough for me. You are not ever going to be my cup of tea, ma'am. But I do hope that that little bit of softness that is in you, you tap into that and you do your absolute best to become a better person. Because it's a lot of people like me who watching you, and they go every single time call you on your foolishness. You wrong. That woman helped you. She put money in your pocket. She put food in your belly. And she gave you a vehicle to drive, and you messed up all of it. Because your seeds inside of you don't grow. The seeds inside of you cannot grow when you are chaotic, and that soil is just mush. That soil and you not fertilized, baby. And that's why you can't grow. Now, you can do with that information however you want to. That soil, in your words, lousy. You all, I'm going to drop the link to the chat inside of the chat. Anybody want to come up and say a few words, you're more than welcome to. I'm done. That raggedy heifer, no, she don't make any kind of sense. I can't believe, someone lets you live with them from April all the way to August, and this is how you treat them. You should be ashamed of yourself, Dovie. And anybody sending her cash apps, you a fool. This woman planned this entire thing out. And anyone who says that she didn't, you dumb. This was planned out. And then she had the nerve. Miss Reed said that she asked her to not laugh in the background because people had been calling her complaining about Miss Reed. You a lie. Nobody called you and complained about that woman. You was jealous. You was jealous of her laughing and having a good time because you a narcissist and you manipulative. And it showed. Even in your own chat, you get jealous of anybody who even gets a little bit of shine on them. They coming to watch me. They coming to watch me. I'll never forget that video. I think it was that second video I watched. They coming to see me. They coming to see me. They coming to see. They coming to watch my show. No, they coming to watch a train wreck. You are the train wreck. Like, girl, bye. You too old for this. With your big age. Okay. Well, until next time, everyone, I will be making 2 more videos. Hopefully I can get to them sometime this weekend and I'll be able to come back on. But tomorrow I have a very, very busy day. Listen, Mimosa has earned every single bit of her commission this week. Okay, because I have been working my finger to the bone. Oh, absolutely. I really do believe that just reading my book, I believe she learned her lesson. She's definitely going to leave YouTube people alone. Please send this video to her for evidence so that she can be able to tell the police particular things, because I'm telling you, the HIPAA violations all up and through that, I'm telling you, that's going to mess Dovie up and sue her as well, because it's a breach of contract with the NDA. Anytime you're dealing with a person who has health issues, any type of health issues, and you are supposed to be some form of caretaker, that information that you get from their home when it relies to their care, you are supposed to keep that confidential. And baby, you have broken so many laws. I can't wait until they come and arrest your ass. In your words. Receipts. That's all I can do. All right, everyone. Good night. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Thank you all so much for coming on to the live. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, because usually I don't say that. You know, I just come on here and talk about different things that are bothering me in the world. But yes, I would love for you all to be able to subscribe and comment and like the video. Until next time, I will talk to you all later. And I do believe that my I'll just go ahead and say it. I will be making a video about this, but just so you all know, I'm going to give you all a little teaser. My mentor of literally like 20 years found my YouTube channel. And they start quoting things to me that I was saying on my YouTube channel, and I was mortified. And we'll talk about how they found me and everything. So yeah, I'm going to do a story time about that. But more than likely, they're watching. Hey, mentor, love you. All right, until next time, everyone. Au revoir. Thank you, thank you, Shaka. Wait, thank you, Chakra King. Yes, Chakra King. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, everyone, for coming on in the chat. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.